Jay Sri Radheshyam, welcome back to Sarva Shakti. Today the video episode number 2 of Lalita Sakhi Dasi, a wonderful biography that will teach us about the deep and deepest paths on Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Namaste Gurudevaya Sarva Siddhi Pradayine Sarva Magala Rupaya Sarvananda Vidyajine. 8 months had now elapsed since Baba Maharaj had sent Chaitanya Das, one of his dearest disciples, to Puri for his treatment. 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿 had been attending upon him. He passed away, but he was so pleased with 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿's service, that before passing away he bestowed the highest spiritual treasure he had, his Gopi Bhav, to 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿. This became known through his general attitude and behavior in the ashram and a number of episodes that followed. 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿 was still a boy, but he had made himself dear to everyone in the ashram by his service. He was not interested so much in kirtan as in the service of Sri Guru and the Vaishnavas. He had taken upon himself the task of cooking and serving in the ashram, but dearer than anything to him, service to Varha Babaji Mahasai, Sri Radharaman Sharan Das Deval. Now Advip Das had trained him on this way. Externally he was always engaged in service, but internally his bhav was that of a Sakhi, dear companion of Radharani. He imagined that the ashram was the kunja of Radharani, and the Vaishnavas in the ashram her Sakhis, and that his service in the ashram and the Vaishnavas was service to Radharani and her Sakhis. Some other Vaishnavas of the ashram also had Sakhi bhav, an external eye to that bhav. They kept their heads covered with a part of the chadar they wore like females. They often danced in that bhav for the pleasure of Lord Jagannath in the temple. One day Madhava Pasupalaka, the Sringari panda who dressed Lord Jagannath directly of Jagannath, came to visit Babaji Mahasai and gave him the Charana Tulasi of Jagannath and his Prashadi Mala. At that time 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿 was standing behind Babaji Mahasai and was fanning upon him. Madhava Pasupalaka said, "Baba, when I see this boy and some of his companions dancing before Jagannath, they appear to me like the Sakhis of Braj. You will be surprised to know that one day, when I was offering dupa, incense, to Jagannath, I actually saw them wearing Ghagara, like the Sakhis of Braj. I say to myself, perhaps Baba Mahasai has made them put on the Sakhi vesh, the dress of the Sakhis of Braj today. Oh, how beautiful they look! Exactly when I was lost in this thought, the mala, garland worn by Jagannath, fell down. I thought that had some special significance. So I brought and gave this mala to you, and please, you gave it to this boy. That day I could not reveal this secret to you. Today, as prompted by Jagannath, I have specially come to tell you all." Babaji Mahasai said, "You are a favorite of Jagannath. You can make even the impossible possible. Kindly bless him so that his desire is fulfilled and he fully realizes the bhav he covets." As Babaji said this, the Sringari made a gesture to 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿, and 𝐤𝐤𝐽𝐿 lay prostrate before the Sringari in obeisance. The Sringari placed his hand over his head and said, "May Jagannath bless you," as if a step in immediate fulfillment of the wish and blessings of Jagannath, which the Sringari Panda had brought in the shape of his garland. Babaji Mahasai performed the lila. He asked Kunja Babu to sing one of his kirtan songs relating to Radharani standing on the flat roof of Tungamani Mandir, to see Krishna going to the forest was sung. Jai Gopal made Radharani stand on a chowki. Jai Gopal made the deity of Radharani stand on a chowki, a small base. With every change in the bhav of the kirtan, he made the necessary changes in the dress, position, and movements of the deities to assist in the visualization of their Goshta Lila. When the kirtan described the meeting of Radha and Krishna in Radha Kund, he made Radharani sit by the side of Krishna. He and Advaita Das stood behind to fan upon them. Radha Govinda, Kishori Gopal, and 4 or 5 others started dancing in front of the deities. Babaji Mahasai then began to sing a song describing the beauty and glory of Radha Kund. Everyone danced and sang in ecstasy, while Jai Gopal was weeping constantly. Tears were incessantly flowing from his eyes. Suddenly, he fell unconscious near the deities. At that time, Babaji Mahasai came dancing near him and uttered a mantra in his ear. He got up, flung one end of his chadar over his head, and went and sat in a corner of the temple, sobbing and weeping. Just then came a man holding a sari in his hands and said, Jagannath, sitting in my heart, told me that one of you needs a sari. I have brought it. Who will wear it? Navadvip Das made Babaji Mahasai wear the sari. The situation aroused Sakhi Vav in his mind, and he began to dance like one possessed by a Sakhi of brush. Tears of love constantly streamed out of his eyes, and Sattvika Bhavas appeared all over his body. Others caught the emotional current emanating from him, and they also began to dance and sing madly under the spell of that bhav. After about an hour, Babaji Mahasai came to his own. He then gave the said. He then came to Navadvip Das, whispered something into his ear. Navadvip went and made Jai Gopal wear the sari. After Jai Gopal had worn it, he brought him near Babaji Mahasai, holding him by the arm, and made him surrender at his feet. Baba Mahasai said in a voice choked with emotions, Radharani has, out of her infinite kindness, bestowed this sublimest and sweetest bhav upon you. Retain it carefully and be happy. Besha, outward form alone will not do any good. You have to live according to this bhav in thought, word, and deed. In Shakhi Bhav, one cannot even for a moment think on one's own happiness. You will have to convert this bhav into swabhav. That is, you will have to make it completely your own, your natural disposition. Until this is done, the bhav will not be permanent. The best way of doing this is constantly serving Radha Krishna according to this bhav. Navadvip Das then asked, Now, what name should we give him? Baba said, What name do you propose? I wish that he should henceforth be called Lalita Dasi. Thus end this wonderful, sublime episode number 2 of Sri Lalita Sakhi. I hope you enjoy this reading while I am editing the English version for a future PDF that will be posted here on the channel. We will continue with the edition of this English version. If I have made any mistake in pronunciation, please forgive my mistakes. I hope and wish that you enjoy this episode, and always you can do the right thing, that is subscribing, liking, and sharing this episode in your social media. If more Vaishnavs will hear this incredible lila of Jagannath and Jai Gopal, then I am sure that every one of the listeners will gain an enormous wisdom, and we can help them also to all the English speakers devotees do not do apparat offenses in such an incredible Gaudiya Vaishnava as Lalita Sakhi. If you haven't heard or watched the first episode, please check the playlist of Lalita Sakhi here on the channel. There are more information and insights about this incredible Vaishnava. Thanks very much for watching and see you in the next. Sri Mahavira Radharamana ki jai, Nitai Gaurango ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radheshyam. Lalita Sakhi ki jai.